Okay, so super excited. I've never made a stretchy string bracelet on film. And not only that, I've never even really made a lot of stretchy string. I mean, I have made a lot of them, but not to the point where I'm like, oh, let's look at our stretchy string bracelets, right? That's almost like a tongue twister. And only because when I used to make them, I would get so frustrated, like if the bead would pop or the string would pop. So remember I showed you these at the beginning? So some of these were made with a wider stretchy string that I had, which you're gonna need for heavier beads, because these particular beads are very heavy because they're glass, they're semi-precious stone beads. So you're gonna need a thicker wire for those. Now for those that are like these are lighter beads because these are like a hard plastic. These silver beads are really light. So you can use a thinner wire. So we're actually gonna do one with a piece that hangs on, and so you can layer your bracelets. And so then these are glass beads and silver beads, so they're a little bit heavier. I did use the thinner string, but you just again want to be careful when you go to tie it off and knot it on the end, and you go to hide your knot so you can barely see it. But there's the knot, is right there. Then you want to use a jeweler's super glue or jeweler's gel. I'm going to use the E6000 glue to knot it off to make sure that it finishes well. So before you wear it, let that dry completely. So this jewelry wire I got from AC Moore when they were still in business, because again, I don't make these often, but you know you can order this on Amazon, get it from Michael's, etc. I saw where somebody had gotten one from Walmart, and it was a really thick one, like thick like this, but it was stretchy wire. So check there as well. This is 0.5 millimeters or 0.019 inches. It says it's 10 meters, 32 feet. So you can make a lot of it. It's called Stretch Magic, and it says strong and stretchy. So I'm gonna turn it around so you can take a picture of it or screenshot it for the size or what have you. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut off more than you need. You can measure your wrist, although I normally don't do that, but you can if you want to. So what I'm gonna do is cut off enough where I'll have some give to work with. You can cut this with a pair of scissors. I just happen to have the wire cutters close at hand. Someone said also that you pre-stretch your stretchy string to prevent it from popping. So let's do that. It still stays stretchy even after you pre-stretch it. So now we have to decide what design we want to have on here, and I want mainly white. I just think that'll be really pretty. Plus it's already convenient on the table. It's mainly white. There's one black bead. I think I need to get one more black bead. So let's make our center focal bead for the dangle that we're gonna have on the bracelet. And I believe that we'll do our best to match what's in the center of the necklace. It's like one little focal bead, so we're not gonna do a lot. We're not gonna have the feather hang down. I think we'll just do like a beaded dangle, even though the feather may be really, really cute. It might swing too much and get on stuff. Let's see. So let's see, because these are quite a few pieces to have hanging from a bracelet, but I mean, it does give you movement. You could have more than one charm. What we could do is have a few things dangling from the bracelet. Let's just play it by ear as we go along. So let's go ahead and start stringing. So this beading wire fits really nicely. Now what you could do is you could tape your one end of your stretchy string to the table, because see, in this one you're not going to have any type of clasp. So if your beads roll off, they're going to roll off. So you may want to be a little bit patient with yourself if you've never done a bracelet before. And even those of us that are experienced, I mean, I've been doing this for over 20 years. I still drop stuff, obviously, and still tend to lose pieces that are on the table, like, where'd my crimp bead go? So we're just stringing it along. And the reason, too, that you want to have it long enough is because when you go to tie it off at the end, when you finish making it, and I can just put that on the end, too, is you want to make sure that you have enough room to make your double and triple knots at the end, okay? So before you get too far along, I'm just going to add a few more beads. You want to try the bracelet around your wrist. So that's the tricky part, is picking it up to see where you are in the design, right? Because we want So what I'm going to do is just hold it open and just see how many beads I have on there so far. So it's coming along. And it's not really going to matter because we're not counting, and you can center the bracelet wherever you want, but you still want to kind of have a general idea of where the design of the bracelet is heading. Just my personal opinion. So again, we're going for all white, and we just want to have like 2 of the, what do you call it? I want to have 2 of the black beads side by side on the front, and then maybe a gray bead on each side of that. And then we're going to have that focal bead in the center. So that's where our design is headed. I think it's going to be really pretty. So let's keep adding a few more of the white tiger eye, which are just so pretty. I wish I could show you the iridescence of them. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but really, really pretty. It has like this really pretty, like a marshmallow type cloud, like a glimmer going through it. They're very pretty. So we have that so far. Feel like we need just a few more white beads. And again, you could tape yours down to the table. You could use some clamps. I have some clamps I bought from Dollar Tree that I have yet to use. I think I just wanted them because I saw Joyce mix here with them, and I was like, oh, those are so cute. She's a fellow jewelry designer on here, and she does a lot of wire wrapping. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. I don't have the patience for wire wrapping. I don't think I have the hand strength either. I guess that would be the top. Oh, I noticed that one of the beads has a dent in it. I'm gonna have to take that off. Let me see. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. I want to take the damaged bead. Since I had to take that damaged bead off, I'm gonna go ahead and put the centerpiece of the beads on top. Because I just decided that I want to make sure the underbelly of the bracelet where the okay, so I decided to go ahead and make the centerpiece dangle for the bracelet, because I was like, well, we already had to take it apart, so let's just go ahead and put the dangle on it now. I think that'll be really pretty. I don't think that's too much to put on the bracelet. So let me see if I want to add a small white bead just to kind of give it some like a pop of color as it's dangling down. I don't know, what do you think? I was gonna hang that way. That's kind of long of a dangle, so that's too much for me in terms of, I'm not wearing it, but I just feel like that's a lot going on. So let's cut it off, and we're gonna go away from us, back towards us, close. Okay, so that's how you close it out. Now it is important to make sure that's closed as well. And now what we want to do is we want to have our jump ring that's going to attach to the stretchy string. Sometimes it's like a science project, right? So let's open it up. And when we go to close off the bracelet, what I was gonna say is I think it's important to be careful when you go to close it off, because you don't want it to be taut. You know what I mean? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? You wanna make sure that it's closed, that your jump ring is closed, but you don't want it to cut your string. That's number one. But you also don't want it to fall off the string, so you have to make sure you have a secure closure. So we're just gonna press down really tightly. So now, let's see how that looks. That's pretty. But remember, I'm doing a black and then a gray design in the middle, so I just need to take that off, sit it over here so I don't forget it. And then what I wanna do is put a black bead on. We're gonna do our gray bead. Now let's see, let's see if we like that. So when you're designing stuff, I mean, you can think about it in the past, but I mean, to me, designs tend to come together. I like that. Tend to come together while you're working on them, and so it doesn't always, you don't always have it planned out in your mind. I genuinely don't. I'm not a last minute person, but I am a spontaneous person. So I'm not late when I go places, but I'm spontaneous about my decision making. I don't like a whole bunch of long-term planning. I make really quick decisions. My sister and I were talking about that the other day. She wanted to plan something for Christmas, and I was like, oh, that is too much like planning. And I'm not a planner. But I know that people are, and I know people like that, and I value that in other people. But prayerfully, they value in me that I'm very last minute, quick decision. Like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna do it? What we doing, right? So look, I like that. I think it's really pretty. We need to add a few more white beads to this end. I'm probably gonna have to add a few more to the other end as well, just so it's symmetrical. And you want to make sure that it's not too tight for the wearer, whoever the wearer is. Now this is something where obviously, like my wrist is I think 7 inches. I have to measure it. But look, that's really pretty. I like it. This would be really pretty layered with a bunch of other bracelets as well. So maybe you have bracelets that you already wear, that you wear every single day, right? And then you could stack them and match them up, and that'd be really pretty. Or you could wear it as a singular bracelet. I noticed that women are just really getting back into dressing up. I don't know if it just has anything to do with being cooped up in the house or staying home, but I noticed that people are starting to want to dress up more, and specifically with jewelry, like dressing up their stay-at-home outfits for work. Maybe it's just to get on that Zoom call and not look like they're in their pajamas, because certainly I'm looking pajama-ish today. So let's see. So we're almost there. I think I want to add one more bead. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, yep. So we need one more over here, and I'm going to count them one more time. Make sure they're even. So 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie it together, but not permanently tie it together, just so I can try it on my wrist. So that's nice. It's nice and light. I almost feel like I could fit. Let's see. Yeah, we don't want to add any more beads. So what we want to do now is we're gonna tie it together. So what I'm gonna do is it's just like if you were tying a shoelace, right? So we're pulling it together, pushing the beads down, pulling it together, and then we're gonna tie a knot. And I do several knots. I mean, you may have a different way of tying stuff together. Seriously? Okay, we're gonna make a different kind of bracelet. And as previously stated, that is why I don't like stretchy string bracelets. So totally disregard that 6 minutes of film. What in the world? Oh my gosh. So anyway, this is why I prefer bracelets on the fishing wire with the lobster claw clasp, or with the clasp that have like the bar and the circle. There's a name for those. I don't know the technical terms. So let's just restring our little bracelet. I'm not gonna make you watch me do that, but I'm making the bracelet just like I would the necklace. We're gonna come back, we're gonna have a finished design. I'm gonna show you how I put the clasp on, but again, I'm just gonna do a lobster claw clasp, only because I think it'll be easier. And what I love about this is we can extend it out. You could always add chain to make this bigger for the person that's buying it or gonna be wearing it. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so we finished it. I like it much better. I'm not even concerned about that little funky stretchy string. This one is a little bit larger, so what I could do is take it apart. I'm not gonna try to force it on my hand. I could take it apart, or I could make it even longer. So if and when you order from our Etsy shop, I just need you to send us a message with your wrist measurement, because we can always add an extender cord to it. So let me put this one on right quick so I can show you what it looks like. And I love that it has a lobster claw clasp, and we don't have to worry about it breaking. Let me show you what it'll look like as a stackable. And again, this one is a bit longer. I may undo it so it's not so long, but this is more like an 8-inch because I have a 7-inch wrist. So I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter, but look how cutesy it would be stacked with other bracelets and how it has that really pretty movement to it. So that is it for our video today. Oh, it slides right off my wrist. So I'm gonna have to make it just a wee bit smaller, but look how pretty it turned out. I'm not gonna redo that on camera. I love it. Now, let me show you what the whole set looks like. I'm gonna turn the camera and you're gonna see a picture come across. So let's go ahead and put on, I should stop doing that. Put on the ring along with the bracelet. Look how pretty, how pretty that is. I haven't adjusted the ring because I'm not gonna keep it. I'm selling it in the Etsy shop. But notice how it has that adjustable band, so you can pull that off or pull it out and adjust it to your liking. I think that is a really sharp looking set. So again, I'll put the measurements for the bracelet in there if I can find my measuring tape. But in the meantime, if you know someone with a wide wrist, or you have a wide wrist, it'll be perfect because like I said, my wrist is 7 inches and the bracelet is about 8 inches. So super cute. The ring is dry. I'm gonna take a picture so you can see what it looks like. And I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. I'm kind of glad that that bracelet broke on camera and didn't let me get it finished and popped in my Etsy store and then break. That would be more embarrassing, right? But I also want to show you that nothing's perfect. I don't even like stretchy string. But I was like, hey, let's go with it since we have it. But I'm like, boo his to the stretchy string. So this is our necklace set. I'm going to turn it around so you can see it. I think it came out perfect. We made some earrings, a gorgeous bracelet, a beautiful necklace, and we are good to go. So this is going in the Etsy store as soon as I get this video uploaded. And I look forward to our next project. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be fun.